Okay, so hi Alvin, how are you?
I'm doing good. How
Yeah,
are you?
yeah, I'm also fine. Thanks for asking. So,
That's good.
Alvin, congratulations on getting two job offers, that too in the month of December. So, can you take us through your journey that is from working in India to pursuing higher studies in Canada and then ultimately landing these two job offers?
Yeah, sure. So, so I was doing my background is actually I did my bachelor's in engineering, electrical from India. Then I joined a company called Alstom. It's primarily like they manufacture metro trains, like locomotive products, and also that was my experience. I was in the manufacturing sector. After that, I moved to Canada. I worked in India for like around 3 years. Then after that, I moved to Canada to pursue like MBA here at Toronto Metropolitan University. Following which, like even during my education here, also like I used to do some odd jobs and like as a teaching assistant within the university. Like I used to do like I worked in a cafe like Tim Hortons and all for a while. Then again worked as a like store associate in a part-time like thrift store. So those were like some of the odd jobs that I did. And then during the process also, one of the key things that I always used to do is like network. So because that is something that it was not so common back in India, because back at home I was not used to like networking, at least organic networking. Like so it was not relevant to me because back in home I used to study. If there's like decent GPA, you get your placements. You sit for placements and all. But here that's not the case. There's no concept of placements here. So there is nobody comes to give you a job. It's all more like networking even. So you need to kind of like showcase who you are every time. Like, and that too, it's not the resume. It's always like you get like like it's more like an elevator pitch. You get like 20 seconds or something, so that guy needs to be impressed. Like, and within that like you need to like send them a LinkedIn request and build that relationship organically. So that is something that I did. So right now it's the past few months and all the past 2 3 months I was actively like in job hunting phase. I used to apply through various platforms, and that is where like job cover also helped me a lot, because like job cover through their personalized resumes, and also they also applied for the general job applications as well as like custom job applications. Uh, so a lot of different things had to work together. So applying for because at least here it's, at least for me, that's what I think, because like applying for jobs, it's more like a volume game. So the more number of like job applications you apply, at least the turnout rate is high. സോ ജോബ് കവർ ആ ഒരു കാര്യത്തിൽ ഒത്തിരി ജോബ്സിന് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തു. അതുകൂടാതെ പിന്നെ പാരലലി ഞാനാണെങ്കിലും I had to like follow up with the hiring managers whenever possible, like LinkedIn. If like if you get that information who the hiring manager is and all, I used to like send a custom email to them based on the template that job cover shared with me. So like like so I send them an email, like so just to introduce myself. And so that actually helped me, because the one of the job that I got was because of that, because like based on like what job cover told me to do, like so I actually emailed them, and then I got an interview, and following which they were like 2 rounds of interview. So yeah, that was how the process is.
Okay. So you mentioned that you received a job offer from your previous company in India and another one from like through Job Cover's personalized job application program, right? So can you just elaborate on the strategies you use to get noticed by these companies?
Yeah. So the first thing, like the I got an offer from JT Claims Consultant. So that is like a boutique engineering consulting firm here in Toronto. So that job I got it through Job Cover. So Job Cover actually applied it through like personalized resumes and like application process and all. After which Job Cover shared me the details of the like who the hiring manager is, and like they just dropped me a cold email template and all how to introduce myself. So what I did is, like once the application was done, I sent them an email introducing myself and showcasing my, like highlighting my strengths and all, like my profile, and then showcasing my interest for the job. The employer was also like pretty happy, and he was also impressed. After that, he actually scheduled an interview he actually scheduled an interview. So there were like 2 rounds of interview. So like after 2 rounds of interview, I got an offer. So this was the story of that JTE offer, and in parallel, I was also in touch with my previous employer. It's not a direct company. It's like so it's like different management itself, but it's the same like brand. So I was working in Alstom India, but then they have like presence in almost every country in the world. So um, I was in I was like like filtering out people, Alstom Canada, Alstom Toronto. Like I filter out who the hiring managers are. So I just used to make connections, like through the past year itself. So like so I used to like visit for railway conferences and all. I used to go them because there used to be like people coming from various companies of similar background. Because at least what I have understood here is like at least in Canada, it is not so easy to like sell yourself with a degree. So primarily people ask for your previous experience. So which is why I thought, okay, it is more easier for me to like showcase my previous experience and like leverage it. um, so അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ previous employees ഇവിടുത്തെ hiring managers that I connected with them, and I applied, and then like I similar process, I used to email them because since I had access to my friends within Alstom India, so they were able to figure out who the hiring managers are, like entire hierarchy within for each job, like who the HR manager is, who the technical manager is. So I used to like go back to LinkedIn. I used to like like research on them, like okay, what is their domain, what do they do, and also that is how then I emailed them. Then I got an interview. Then like so that was the case of Alstom. Since I got an offer from JT first, what I did is I then like kind of like pressurized Alstom, saying I already have an offer, so I'll have to move out. Like so then Alstom was like they sped up the process. They like they gave me a counter offer, and also like so that's how it went.
Okay. So, how did your experience working at Alstom in Chennai prepare you for this current job search? Like, can you share any specific skills or connections which helped you land this job offers?
Yeah. So primary thing in any corporate world is like you cannot burn any bridges. Like so, what I did is but in Alstom India itself, like when I was working in Chennai, I never, like I was in good terms with everyone in the sense, like even senior management also. So, like they also played a crucial role here because, at least not for this job, but at least for the previous, like job applications and all, my managers and their managers also, like sent direct emails to the hiring managers here. And also, like it was very easy for me to, like be recognized here in this country, in at least in the Alstom space, because, like my resume was like floating everywhere by because this actually happened. Like I went for an interview for a different role in Alstom, so they were like your resume was already like in the office, like so it was easy for me because like they were able to refer me. So that is one thing. Other than that, like it's what I understood is like back in India, it's more about like you do a lot of things, like you multitask a lot, like you are able to handle things, handle the pressure, and all. So those kind of things help me, like uh, in a holistic approach. It's not like it specifically helped me for a job, but then it like it polished my personality in certain aspects. So those were the things with that I was able to transfer from Alstom India. Yeah,
Okay, okay, that's great to hear. So you successfully contacted department managers at your previous company, right? Which led
I
to
did.
this job offer. Yeah. So
I did.
what approach did you take when reaching out to these managers, and what do you think made your outreach efforts successful?
Yeah. So two things. One is like when I was contacting my previous manager, it was not more of like I did not focus more on a format and all, because I used to have like like 3.5 3 years of experience, like direct conversations with them, right? So it was more of an informal talk with them, and also they were also like they were actually supportive. So like so the past relationship I had with them for the past few years, and also it was not that difficult for them to convince them, or like so it was easy for them to I just used to text them. They were like, okay, we'll send a drop an email and all. But then that was not the thing. When I was connecting with the hiring managers here in Canada, but so here in Canada the hiring managers, it's a different story because I don't know them. They don't know me. So like so in that aspects, like job cover actually helped me. They actually like showcase me the car, like framework and all, so telling me like how you should actually give the context, and like showcase your skills. This is my experience, this is my domain experience, these are my strengths. I would like to connect with you for these and opportunities. So whenever so what happens with that message is, whenever the hiring manager sees that, they know, okay, this is my profile, this is my strengths, this is my relevant experience, he's a suitable candidate. So it actually strikes very easily for them. So that is how it I approached the hiring managers here. It was all cold emails, since I had access to their email IDs in terms, because my colleagues from India, they used to help me, sharing the details. Okay, this guy is the hiring manager, so you can directly ping them. So I leveraged that. So I used to email them, and that is how it went.
Okay. So you told that Job Cover's personalized job application program played a significant role in getting you noticed by these potential employers, right? So can
Yes.
you walk us through your experience with Job Cover, like how their services helped you stand out in this competitive job market?
Yes, so job cover actually played a huge role, because um, uh, here, at least in Canada, you need to, each job role, even if it's similar domain, it's very difficult to use the same resume. It doesn't make sense, because the keywords will be different. It doesn't go through the ATS. So they also supported me really well, in terms, we had long conversations. Job cover actually had a long conversations with me, so they analyzed my profile, completely. After analyzing my strengths, weakness, and all, they actually had created a master resume. So for each job application, when job code was doing, they used to pull in details from that, tailor each resume according to the job requirement. So for every job application, they used to work on a individual resume. So so everything was personalized. So that actually helped me out in getting recognized by the ATS, and going through the application process. And also job code actually played a huge role in that.
Okay, that's good to hear. So, receiving two job offers in December, that is, which is a month when hiring is like hiring typically slows down in Canada, right? So, it's quite a big achievement. So, what do you attribute your success to, and what advice would you give to others who may be like struggling to find job opportunities during this time?
Yeah, so I would say two different things, at least in Canadian context. I would attribute it to two main qualities. One is grit, and second is perseverance. So you need to, even if you don't hear back from the employers, or even if there are few setbacks and all, you need to continuously push yourself. So it is quite natural. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പം ഒരു 10 റിജക്ഷൻ അടിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പിന്നെ നമുക്ക് നെഗറ്റീവ് അടിക്കും. പക്ഷേ but then that is not the case. നമ്മൾ ഒരു 100 അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യണം. So that is how it works. So continuously push yourself. You need to keep that discipline also. And that is where sometimes what happens is, you feel bad about yourself. You go off track, right? So that is where external support systems like job cover and all comes into play. So they actually take responsibility for it. So you're also accountable for it. So they are also accountable for you. So so the job application process also, it gets streamlined. And also I would say, for everyone, you need to constantly apply, uh and yeah, December is a, it's quite a weak period in the calendar, in terms of hiring and all. But then if they actually require you at that moment, and if the job application and the resume, everything matches, then you might actually get a shot in the interview. Yeah. So, and job cover actually also prepares you in the interview process. How do you present yourself? How do you present your answers? Even when it's not just about talking lot and all. It's about talking on point. And also it's all those things. Having a professional training is also helpful. So all those aspects will actually help a person to land a good job.
Okay. So, Alvin, can you also share with us your experience of moving from Kerala to Canada for higher studies? Like, what challenges did you face, and how did you adapt to this new environment?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I would say, ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ 14ാമത്തെ ജില്ല ബാംഗ്ലൂരിലെ മടിവാല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ 15ാമത്തെ ജില്ല കേരളത്തിന്റെ ടൊറന്റോയാണ്. സോ you don't feel a lot away from home right now in Toronto, because it's kind of saturated with a lot of people. ഇപ്പം നമുക്കിപ്പോ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇപ്പം ഫുഡ് കൾച്ചർ അങ്ങനത്തെ കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ യു ഡോണ്ട് മിസ് ഔട്ട് ഇൻ ടേംസ്, അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ ടേംസ് ഓഫ് ആസ് ടൊറന്റോ. ഇറ്റ്സ് ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് പൊറോട്ട ബീഫ് കഴിക്കണോ കഴിക്കാം, മന്തി കഴിക്കണോ കഴിക്കാം, അങ്ങനെ ചായ കുടിക്കണോ, പപ്സ് കഴിക്കണോ. സോ ഇറ്റ്സ് ഇറ്റ്സ് നോട്ട് ദാറ്റ് difficult in terms of cultural aspects. certain other things is, like one is the weather, like, so I was just thinking today. So like when I went to like drop off my garbage, like I was, it's a good day today. I was, like I had lowered my standards. It's a good day because it's just 1 degree today, like, so I was, like, so it's a really good day. I was like happy about myself. It's not sub-zero. So, like, so climate is a big challenge. So getting used to the climate, yeah, it's gonna take some time. Uh, that, like it's all about, like preparing yourself. Other than that, culturally, in terms of certain aspects, in terms of etiquettes, like, because Canadians, at least here, like it's, you need to be more polite, you need to be more thankful, like, so every conversation, you need to, like, you need to build that kind of etiquette, like when talking to people. And also those kind of certain things, you need to prepare yourself. And then, yeah, in terms of like career point and all, like as I already mentioned, there is no placements here in Canadian context. So, like there is nobody is going to come to you to give you a job. At least they won't come with a job offer. So, like you need to like be prepared every time. You need to go for networking even. So that's like a common thing here, like at least you need to like network with people. And then another shocking thing that I came to know, like when I came to Canada, was like, the concept of coffee chats. Like coffee chats can be both like virtual as well as in person. So I have gone for both. So like in person also, you need to like connect with random people. They'll be like willing to help you. So you need to like schedule a coffee chat. You need to like, it's more like a, like corporate date. Like, so you actually go with them. It's over a coffee. You talk to them. They will be like, okay, yeah, yeah, well, let's see what we can do. And also that is how it works. So like networking is a big thing. So networking is a, and that too, it should go organically. It's not like you send a connection request in LinkedIn and then you forget about them. So, like it's what I would suggest to everyone is, like, so find a unique space where you want to like develop, like your range of contacts. So I focus more on engineering, like sector itself, which is why I used to like target 2 3 companies which I had leverage on. Like one was Atkins Realis, which was previously called as SNC Lavalin. Then Alstom, like a few companies, so which I had like my friends, colleagues there working. And also it was easy for me to like connect with different people, like build that relationship. So that is how I those are the things, like you as a newcomer to Canada also, they need to focus on. So like at least be prepared. Yeah.
Okay, Alvin. So, how did your MBA studies in Canada prepare you for this job market? Were there any specific skills or knowledge that you acquired during your studies which have been valuable in your job search?
Yeah, and definitely. So just because I told like there are no placement doesn't mean that the Canadian education is like substandard. So the Canadian education, the MBA, actually, it's all hands on. Like, so we don't have a lot of exams and all, but we do a lot of case competitions and all. So like it eventually helped me like like to present very well, like myself in terms of like corporate presentations and all. My case decks, case reports, like documentation works and all, I became more fluent. Research work and all, I became more like efficient in it. And also like like I never used to speak this much English and all back at home. So like, so after coming here, my language also got improved naturally, because like like talking to others, and also like all those like soft skills and all developed. And in terms of like hard skills, I would say, like in terms of data analysis, other than that, working on like specific like tools regarding like analysis, like my office tools. And also like all those actually polished like my resume, I would say. Like, so uh, going through an MBA actually helped me like develop a set of like professional connections in various industries, and also like develop my soft and hard skills. So yeah, that actually helped me throughout the career process.
Okay, Alvin. So, Alvin, what role do you think networking played in your job search? So, can you share any specific networking strategies or experiences that helped you connect with potential employers?
Yes, so networking plays a huge role. So the job offer I got from Alstom was completely through networking itself. So like networking can be, it's a broad term, and it can be like classified into multiple aspects. One goes through like you actually attend like networking events in terms of like maybe like conferences, or like knowledge share groups, or like so you actually meet like subject matter experts in specific domains. So you meet them, you go talk to them, since you have like a relevant experience, so they will also be willing to catch a conversation with you. So that is how you build networking in one aspect. And then what happens is, like if certain people, once you get connected to them, like over the LinkedIn also, like you stay in touch with them, and once a relevant job position comes in, it's easy for you to filter. Okay, if you like remember, okay, this guy is actually in this role, so like you can actually ask them to like refer you for that thing, so they'll be more than willing to help you out in that. And also, like another example, like even though that job offer like did not go through like past the interview stage, that was completely on me, because I told them like I was not interested. But then it was only through a networking event, the hiring manager, he actually recognized, so he was like, I have seen you like before, like we have talked. Okay, so he came to the networking event, he was like, we have an interesting position, are you willing to take it up? And also, like sometimes the job application process actually happens without the process itself. So like, so networking is like crucial. It's a crucial element here in Canada. It has to go like always. Yeah.
Okay, Alvin. So, looking back on your journey, what advice would you give to others who may be like facing similar challenges in their job search or career development?
Yeah, I would say, like it's as I already mentioned, like you need to constantly push yourself, because it's a new country, it's a new continent itself. Like there'll be like different challenges. Like it's not easy to get a leave full time jobs. It's not easy to get a part time job also. So it's a lot of struggle for everyone to meet their personal finance, daily needs, and also amidst this, you need to constantly push yourself. Like once you complete your course, like even before you complete the course, you need to start searching for jobs. You need to understand how the Canadian market works. Like you also need to, like uh one size doesn't fit also. You need to like always tailor your resumes, like for each job application. You need to take help from like professional service agents and all, like who are like experts in these fields. So it's a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, like always work hard, but then stay humble also. So yeah, so those are the two things that, like I would say.
Okay, so thank you, Alvin, so much for taking your time to speak with me today.
No worries at all.
We appreciate your interest in sharing your story. Is there anything you want to say or add?
No, that was all. I would like to also like thank Job Cover for their immense, like service that they, like I'm completely grateful for them, because like it was only through them I got an offer, and I was actually bargain with that offer, to get a counter offer, like so that was how it worked for me. So much grateful for you all, the entire team of Job Power, and you guys do a really good job. You should also be proud of yourself, like the entire team of Job Cover. So thank you so much for like scheduling the call. Like it was a pleasure to talk to you also.
Okay, Alvin, thanks a lot for saying that. So we
Thank you.
can, yeah, conclude here. So have a
No worries.
great day, Alvin.
Have a good day. Take care.
Have a
You too.
great day.